All right, I just got a request here on Discord. See if I could make this even more Star Wars-y. Give it a try. Mm. Except there's one issue, and that is I'm not really a Star Wars aficionado. But I have seen Andor, most of it, and I happen to have 45 minutes, so I'm going to try and see if I can make this feel a bit more like Star Wars. Then you can be the judge of whether I succeed or not. So I've been told do not expand it, so I won't, and do not move the door. Actually, looking at this, I'm wondering, is the outside important? I'm going to have to ask my friend here in Discord. Is the outside important? All right. Now I'll wait for a reply on that. I'm gonna take this duplicate here, start working on it a little bit. Step one, I'm gonna remove the top here so I can actually see inside. On a map this narrow, I do recommend keeping it. I do recommend keeping it a bit short on the walls so that you can see inside. And see here, I add some walls. Expand it by about one tile in each direction. Would definitely open up some things. Like I need to get some room in here. I'm also gonna remove this pillar right away. It's cool. I like that there's a pillar there, but it's kind of blocking the view as you enter here. The way I'm seeing this with this bar is, I think the way I would, if I had this space, okay, we have the clear for expanding just a little bit. If I had this space and I was the bar owner, I would, and I have, let's see here, I have the entrance here, and I have a very narrow space. I would want, yep, I'd want this side, maybe not all of it, but at least this side to be where the bar is. That way you can enter, but you see the entire bar is really drawing attention to itself. I don't feel this bar is, it has a light, that's good. I don't feel it's drawing enough attention. So we want that. We want the bar to really be the centerpiece of the entire place. And then we want some private booths like these. These are great. And some tables. I also see that we have a bathroom and what I believe is a utility room. So we'll make sure that our map includes that as well. Let's put down some floors here. This is one of my favorite floors. I feel for a bar, we might want to go with something. What would it be? A bit more stylish, but also it needs to feel a bit worn. This is level 3500, I believe. That level is yeah, it's a bit further down. So let's start by just, no, what's going on here? Just removing the floor. Can we do that? Yay! Interior decorating. There we are. Just gonna bar here. I'm gonna move the entire thing back here. Place that here. I'm gonna put gonna have to put a wall around the entire thing. What are we gonna use for the wall? Probably the chamber pieces, because I love the chamber pieces. Ah, no, of course, we're gonna use some concrete. So we're gonna keep the overall shape of the bar. Just gonna give ourselves a little bit of space while we're building. Oh, okay. The person requesting, let me know if I can say her name, is saying that maybe I should look at the references. Yes, I'd love references if you have some. That would be wonderful. Hopefully you're watching, so I get the references. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna take this out. I'll probably bring that back in. There we are. Lovely little element here. Is this like a rope thing? We can keep that. And this is also a great piece to keep in any bar. And we're gonna update those shelves. Let's clear up this a little bit so we can see. Okay. That might be like display piece or something. I'll just move it here for now. Oh, look at that. We do have some references. Yeah, look at that. Nice. Does make me wonder. Let's see here. So one of the reasons why I like to do the wall on the outside of the tiles, because that gives us the ability to just do more stuff with them. And in this case, what we can do is we can use this interstellar, bring in this piece here. It's the only one with an actual curve in it. And we could do a glass thing here, but that won't fully work, will it? Because you can sort of see through this entire wall. I mean, there's nothing that really tells us there's glass there except for very faint. It's just not strong enough. So I think using the chamber windows, yeah, this gives a little bit of an effect. It's not exactly what I want, but I'm gonna go with it for now. And then we'll get back to it a bit later and see if we can improve it. Most important thing in TaleSpire is just keep building. You can always replace it later on. I also notice, oh, I wish I had more purple, but maybe there's something we can do about that. Go. So a bit more circular. I can also see we have the top here. Very, very difficult set to build with, I find. This this interstellar set. It's pretty cool. Very hard to build with. So does that give us, like, sort of? But it makes me wonder what the intended continuation here is. Is it this? I mean, I don't think so, but I don't. Certainly not that. Is it this one? I don't see anything that naturally continues that curve. If you see it, let me know. we'll implement it. Yeah, just. Yeah, very. When in doubt, go with chamber. That's my motto. Go with chamber for now. That at least doesn't dip below in an ugly way, so we're gonna keep that. All right, and yeah, there we have. I love that the reference, by the way. That is wonderful. Um, and it does. Yeah, definitely be using this one, and both of them actually. Like both of these are guaranteed to make an appearance. I'm gonna get rid of these for now, but we'll probably hang some stuff up in the roof. And for the floor, I want something clean and dark. We might use this one. I like these. Love these. These can look really cool together. These are never wrong. I also think lighting is gonna be super, super, super crucial here. So let's see what we can do. Do we also have a? We have these might also work. That could give us some variety. I do like using those. These are fine, but oh, they're so bright now. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring down the fog multiplier and give this a bit of a nighttime feel, or at least a darker feel. I'm gonna crank up the exposure. I'm gonna keep the lightning from straight above, so it's creating like shadows as if there was a sun. Here's it's still straight down, but now you see it's not like bright white on these things as it was earlier. Like that, it's like super bright. This, now we can start to see what's going on. We could maybe, I don't know. How far can we push that? I'm gonna give it just about there. We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna hit apply. I'm gonna go with that for now. You see it has a slight pink purple tint. And we'll try to bring in more purple elements into the build itself. Which brings me to, I definitely want to see if I can use one of these in here. I see we have some containers. This one is actually surprisingly Star Warsy. Has that has the feel of the prequels? Is that what it's called? I think so. Okay. Let's see. We have these. Which of these will we use for the floor? Were there any others? Oof. Those are cool too. Do like those. A very cool vibe to them. These two, nice, but they're very divided. Like yeah. What about these? Nice, but a little bit too detailed. Okay. I think we're gonna go with this based on the references. We want something a bit clean, but not too clean. And what's nice with these is that we can also use different sizes to create some variation in the flooring, and you get these nice shines. I might change my mind later. We never know. We'll see. And then for the bathrooms and so on, those are even smaller. And that's when I definitely recommend going with something lighter so that you see inside. We could try this. I think that's gonna look a little bit too, yeah, it looks too clean. But this one might be just okay. I'll go with it for now. Then in the utility room, I will pick this one. There we are. And then we're gonna open these up. So And back to the bar. Let's see here. Definitely be keeping these. I'm just gonna rearrange them. And for each tile, you kind of hold down shift and then you get to see it. I also like the way that the bar here is solved. This is very good. So we're gonna steal that. And then I'm gonna make sure that I leave enough room for a minifigure to go behind it. And this one tile should be plenty. Let's see if we can align this. There we are. And oh, this one snaps, don't we? Ah, that. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, we have some of these. We're gonna bring these closer. And this is a good one for like a cashier system. I find that in Star Wars, it's not entirely cyberpunk. You often want to just have more than you really need. And sometimes they have these little extra pieces on them. Go. Now we have a direct opening here. Like so. And this sign, I would say let's just let's use more of it. Like so. Light is of course with us. Where do we put that? Put it in the sign. Where does it look? Yeah. I have it here. But it's always the question, like, where does it cast the most interesting light? Where would it be? I'm going to place it right behind signs for now. That will cast this nice sheen on the back. Let's see if that's true. Yeah. Get this nice little, you want all the eyes to be looking at the bar. And I'm also gonna center this bar. No, I didn't get them all. Didn't get them all. Let's see, where is the center? And we're just gonna move it there. And a little bit down. And place that. Okay. All right. Wall here and a wall here. And a little bit of wall here too. Here we can have a slightly more interesting entrance. I'm gonna put walls. Ooh. And one more, and one more. And let's quickly just drop in a block on each corner. Right, now we do need a bar counter of some sort back here. That one might work, but we also have the hull option here. I'm gonna go 1, 2, down, and then stretch. And I think that gives us a nice little counter here. Just gonna vary it a bit. And of course, we need these. These on the side. This could kind of be a cool drink holder. Okay, how much time do we have? Ooh, gotta hurry it up here. Okay. What do we have that can look a bit Star Warsy? Let's bring this piece in. Let's maybe have it like in the middle like that. And over here. It's kind of neat. And you can never have enough of you can never have enough of those. You like this. This looks very Star Wars to me. So I'm gonna bring in a few of those. Here. Here. And let's see what else technology-wise do we have. It's my favorite screen, by the way. I use the screen on everything anytime I can. But this time, if not. Could do also something like this there. It's a little wonky though on the outside, I know. So because of that, I won't do it, but I do like the idea of doing it. For those who have like robot hands coming down here from the ceiling. I think that's kind of Star Warsy. Let me know in the comments. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, these actually will. Good for a change. I think I'm gonna make them a bit small. I have to think about that. It might just look a bit too small right there. Okay, we're gonna look at the rest of the bar before we get back to it. Now you see there's kind of like an awareness to it. So let's put a table over here. Actually, probably tables in TaleSpire, especially this size, very tricky. They just don't have a lot of them. It's gonna have a row of those tables there, those tables that people can enjoy. What else do we have here? I feel like we need this toilet to be a bit more Star Warsy, and I feel that can be done just adding that one seat. Okay. All right. Let's see. I also think this could go in a slightly different place. It's kind of like the idea of this having both sides. Kind of tells the story a bit better. What it is. Whoa, these are bright. What? Those are way too bright. That's crazy. That is crazy. Let's have a look here. Do we have anything that looks like drink. I guess we could use this. It could look a little interesting. It's next to some other things. Not only those. I have this one too, which looks surprisingly Star Warsy. Yeah, this one too has a certain vibe to it, doesn't it? Better than that one. Put some of these. And we have, there's so many pieces these days. No. So we have this color over here. I think we need it a couple of other places as well. These. Yeah. Okay. Now, what I like about this particular flame is that it moves. So when you place it inside something, you create a bit of life to it. And that's what we want this bar to have, is we want it to have some life. So I'm gonna hide one inside here as well. And then there will be movement over here, which again brings some light to it all. Interesting, but I won't do that. There they are. Been looking for these. One, maybe one of these on the end here. Yep. I would probably add more stuff here if I had time. And make it even more, like using this one, for example, or even something as simple as this. But then you start to hide the background here. Yeah. It's definitely... that's kind of cool. Kind of adds this... it just shows that there's liquid in it even better. That's kind of cool. Okay. Now, what do we need to do here? Yes. We also have these as options for adding some color to this scene. Particularly that one of purple. Let's see here. To both sides. And we just use things to hide the colors. Really look at, like, where does it shine? And we could have a green hue, for example, in the rest of the bar. I do think we can find a better coloration. Maybe even one that reflects the color better. What will it be? That's kind of neat. Let's go with that. Get that little purple color there. And could also place these underneath. Let's see, is that too much? It definitely creates that wow factor I'm looking for. For these, might be enough with 2, maybe even just 1. Might be enough. All right. Let's have a look at some signs on the wall. The rest of the bar. Yeah, that toilet doesn't have to be bigger. I'm actually gonna leave it that size. Not gonna change that. We could probably change this to be slightly like those panels, for example. Like so. Okay. And ooh, what else can we do here? Okay, so these. So come in here, you see the bar. Have these rooms, they're fine. Could add more of these. Still feels like there's it's a little empty. Could possibly bring these up here. And I think these have the right idea, so we're not going to do a lot of changes here. A little element to the back. Highlight them. So here. How can we? This is the middle. And we can kind of recede it a bit. I don't know, maybe that looks too fancy. Have like this grittiness of this stuff too, right? We could. I don't know what this would look like, but I have to try. What's cool with Star Wars is you can kind of try all sorts of things. So, for example, could put a little fence around it, but it doesn't feel too natural, I feel. Could also keep this as a element in the background. creates an interesting little system there. But it doesn't give us the privacy we're looking for. Right? So, with that in mind, I actually think we could use my favorite piece in the core. This one. Create a very clean looking booth situation here. Something like, oh, that end. It's right about there. And we sync it a little bit. And you start to get this very, say the light place on this, you get a nice little texture on it. Do like that. It still has that element of, yeah, it's a little gritty. Somewhat cool pieces here. Nope. Oh, so many things I want to try. But have this. Let's see. If we copy this, let's see how we can. Now that we have a copy, we can just. Can't do that. Can we do? Does that work? Yeah, that kind of works. Now each one of them, do you think they might be a little bright? So we're gonna take away one of those each. Might even do. Might be enough. Yeah. 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 Okay. Got that. So I need to get out more. Now this thing, I don't think I would keep this. It breaks it up a little bit too much. Let's see here. We want something like this here. Could have this one out here, for example. Here. Don't know if this will work, but we have to try. Yeah, doesn't look entirely intentional, but if we move literally everything, maybe it will look intentional. We'll see. Oh, wow. It's tricky. There. It's better. This area in the back here, right here, there's a little corner here. This does feel like something we could maybe fill in. A little bit. Tricky to fill in from the top though. Maybe it doesn't need. Maybe it doesn't need anything. Yeah, it's a bit smaller, a bit better. And I noticed there were some computers here, so let's bring those back as well. There we are. I do think that these will get a little bit more of a Star Wars feel if we put some oddities on the tables. This one is a winner right there. Oh, should definitely have been using this one. Can it fit anywhere? Get me. Oh, okay. I normally don't do that kind of thing, but that kind of looks like something is going on there. Let's use that to our advantage. And it's like there should almost be a dance floor here, but this is not a club, this is a bar. So let's stick with the theme, shall we? So now if we were to introduce pillars from earlier, there would be probably a support pillar here. I would do it with the texture. Maybe I would even do the concrete. This one, and with a bright light in it. See, it's just one of those ideas. Yeah, I think it's fine. Could be better. It is a little bit bright. So if we put a green light inside of it. Interesting, but not interesting enough to keep. See here. Okay, I might actually keep that. It's not perfect, but I don't mind it. Let's add some warmth here and there. Actually, we might be able to do that with some other colors. This is a bar. Gonna have a not a red light district, but some variation in lighting in the bar. Kind of cool pink thing going on over here. I don't think the red would help us here. No, it's too much. I mean, it's not terrible. Could work, but I like keeping it blue over here. And then you have a red feeling over here. These tables. Only issue I have with them right now is that it feels a little bit too uniform. Can probably fix that with some glasses on some of these. This wall is also very kind of bare. What can I do about that? Do we have anything? Oh, just reminded me, we do have this wonderful piece here. If you ever need a utility room, I just plop this guy in there. Has that vibe. But back to this. Same thing in facility. Could use that because these doors have a very yeah. These can also technically have lights inside of them or be lights themselves. But they do make it very bright, and we have to be careful with the brightness. Let's see here. All right, have we remembered everything? I think most of the pieces are included here. Same thing here. Kind of like that. So, feels a little like bulky kind of deal. And if we're gonna have a pillar here, could you have it here? Here, you still have a straight view. It feels more, yeah, okay. I like where that's going. Can these be placed in the middle here? Yep, that's centralized. I kind of feel like they have a Star Warsy feel. No, I'm just okay. So we have bathroom back here. Yeah, maybe. What else do we have in tech? In technology. Right. Maybe this is a better piece here. I think if you don't look at it too hard, it has that Star Warsy feel. There's something there. What else do we have here? Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm running out of time and tables. Let's see. Could probably fit a table here. What? Oh, they're so small. That won't work. What about? We're already using this, but a little mini table over here. Still room. And interiors. Ooh, I forgot to use these wonderful things. They are really cool. Don't know if they would help us here. How about this one? Oh, that's nice. That is very nice. I think we should keep those. Really nice. Exploration can we do? Oh, that looks too Christmassy. It needs to be here where the products are. Draw attention. Of course, I have to check here. Could we? What happens if we? The colors are so interesting. They just make it too busy. It's too bad because they're super cool. I really like them. I also don't think this table would be here. I think this would be open. Just easier way to just access the bar right away. It also keeps this symmetrical, which is kind of nice. Let's put one of these on here. I mean, it's Star Wars. What's cool with Star Wars is you can kind of do anything. I always wish we had lids to these. But we don't. Not this. I know I've used this for something. But I don't remember what, so never mind. Okay, we have a little table. Do we put a little? Do we put a little blanket underneath here? Oh, a carpet, of course. I don't know. I kind of don't mind that. I think the white one might be the right one. Let's keep the red one actually. Ah, this one is so good too. But I want something that you don't really think about. I don't want to draw attention too much to that. Okay. Here. think there was a... Yeah. This is also important. And let's put a container in here. Maybe one of these. And can we do something cool here? Beep. Yeah. Have to add some piping here on the side. Kind of also hints to the fact that there's a utility room on the back end. Yeah, I like that, but it takes too much attention away from everything else. Now I'm just looking for inspiration. If there's anything here that can help it. Feel more foreign, if you will. Not foreign, really, but you know what I mean. Just not our Earth. Alien, if you will. Probably a better translation. There we are. It's kind of like a more a texture to the wall more than anything, but I do like that. And since this is Star Wars, oh, I forgot this entire. This happens every time. I always forget that we have the Office set, which has cool pieces like this, which probably could have worked really well here as some sort of bar thing. Well, this always happens. But maybe it was for the better. Here you could actually add this extra layer. These, I kind of like that. It's almost extension of barrels. Extra room to them. This makes them look a little different. Okay. Was that it? Was that all? Let's see. Let's put on some more signs. Signs are always good. In our bar. I also like these. That looks very Star Warsy to me. Oh, maybe this is where we can fit these. So now we have all of these. Maybe this one needs to be same level. All of these have a surprisingly Star Warsy feel to them. No, it's already very busy here, almost too busy for the aesthetic I want here. Keep those as is. Oh. Not terrible, but we're not gonna keep it. So, you know, this is part of the process, right? You just have to keep trying different things and see if something sticks. And if it does, that's great. If not, well, you just keep on trying. Some signs here as if these are and we won't put them on all of them. Well, no. Me too. Okay. That's as far as I get. I don't get further. I think we got all of the things in. If there's anything missing here, like this thing, for example, I can always put that back in. I'll share this somehow. And yeah, that's how I would improve the bar. This is a cool bar. It's got all the things you need. I think this one is slightly more Star Wars. Slightly. I know it's not perfect. It is still TaleSpire. It's not always easy to make the aesthetic work. But I think this has more Star Wars vibe to it. Slightly more alien. Slightly more polished in the textures themselves, which I think is a very important part of Star Wars and the way it looks. But yeah, lights and so on. And again, thank you so much for the request. I really enjoy challenges like these, so if you have a map you want to be made, let me know. Just contact me on Discord or leave a comment. I'm always happy to give it a shot, because I am always looking for inspiration. And again, smaller maps, please. I don't do giant maps. I just can't. It takes too much time, as you saw in this video. Anyhow, that is the map. I'll find a way to share this, and then you can enjoy it. I hope you use it for your campaigns, and I hope you continue to have fun building in TaleSpire. Till the next video.